Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 4 of my European series. Today we are once again rebuilding something. Why? Because I just kind of enjoyed doing some stuff like this, and I was doing it a bit with the gasometers in the last episode, and today I want to do another very iconic thing from Vienna, and this is the Jesuitenkirche. It also has another name. The other name is Universitätskirche. And I will now tell you a bit of the history behind it so that you know kind of why I choose this. So it is a church that was built in 1623. It is next to the old university. It was basically that the university was gifted to the Jesuiten, and they then there decided to build a small church, small kind of monastery too. So it has a small monastery next to it, and they just kind of built it there, and they kind of built it to honor one of their saints, I think. But I'm not sure which saint it was, but it was a saint that I gifted it to, kind of, and they built it in his name. So this is kind of the story behind it, and there you can already see it. It is a great asset. So I actually have to say it is one of the best ones that I have found on the workshop so far, in my opinion. Maybe this is also because I also was in front of the Jesuitenkirche a lot of times, and I just kind of loved the kind of building style of it. So this is what I wanted to do there. And yes, so here you can already see the kind of plaza in front of it, but this will be changed, don't be afraid to, it isn't looking like it should be. I think at this point I've already shown you the Google Earth data. If not, I will also make a small Google Earth kind of street view thing where I go through it and tell you what my thoughts were. At least I'm trying to do this, but we will see about this. This might be in the next episode, because right now I don't have that much time, as already said on Twitter. The reason for this is that I have a lot of stuff to do before school. So my last TED is on the 20th of December, so about 4 days before Christmas, and I don't have that much time to relax right now, so I'm sorry. This video also should be up at the point where I'm already doing the kind of editing right now, so it is right now 15 o'clock on the afternoon of Sunday, so there basically you should already be able to watch this video, but I'm sorry I wasn't able to. I was just having way too much stress in my time, and I didn't have any free time to do this. This was also already built 1 week ago, so I might not remember everything exactly, but I think there should be the most of it in my mind. So this will be the monastery part. This will be next to the church, and it will kind of have a small monastery garden, church garden, stuff like this. So it's basically a very beautiful looking garden. I went very crazy with detailing it, I have to say, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. So it definitely is not a minus point that I did this there. Also, the FPS aren't that bad, because there was a mod released recently, the FPS booster, and man, I love this mod. This mod saved me so many times, because before I've used it, I've had, wait, let me think. I think I had about 15 FPS in the town, and now I get up to 30 FPS, so that's quite a big step for me, and I finally can move around more, and also with nature detailing it's looking very well right now. And this is another thing, I just love doing nature detailing. It is incredible, and it is basically my favorite point of City Skylines, so this is kind of ironic that of a city builder game, my favorite thing to do is the nature, but it is also something that belongs to the city, so I think that's kind of okay. What I did there is just I've PO'd these buildings, because they weren't kind of this deep looking in real life. They are a small kind of connector hallway there, and so I also thought about this should be kind of the same, because it wouldn't be weird if it wouldn't be this when I'm trying to replicate something, but it worked out in the end quite well. And also, when you know Vienna, you definitely know that the Jesuitenkirche is definitely not in this area where it is right now in my city, but I don't care. The reason for this, why I don't care, is that I want to do a very big looking city, and that I can't kind of make every district the same like it is in real life. I don't want to do this. I want to replicate some stuff that I like in a city, but not kind of make it 100% a rebuild of it. And yes, there was also looking at Google Maps, and this was pretty much the kind of layout. And then there you can maybe see the gap between the church and the monastery. There is a very old looking smaller church, I would say, and I've just kind of pressed it in there, and it worked out for me. And by the way, I'm very sorry for my voice. I don't know what's happening right now, but It is pretty much damage from yesterday, I think. Because yesterday I was out with my dog ran away, so I was searching my dog for about half an hour, but it worked out. It worked out in the end, happily, luckily for me. There you can see the small church. Well, at least this was the building that first took, but I will be using, I think it is a non-church building actually, but it works out so fine for me that it was like, okay, I want to have it in here. Yeah, this one here. It is just an awesome space filler, and I also love the kind of roof texture of this whole building. Works out quite well for me. And yeah, you already should have noticed this video is about double the size than the other ones, and this is kind of as an sorry that I wasn't doing a video on Sunday. I wasn't having enough time, so I thought about maybe getting in a bit more in one episode than I would normally. And yeah, this was quite a great decision, I would say. And there you can already see I was making this pathway, and it is also there in real life, and it is having kind of a church garden, not that much detail, but I was like feeling like there should be a lot of detailing, and then they went crazy with it. So later on you can see me adding the grass steps that I've used for my Japanese series too, and there I've used them once again, and it worked out quite well. Here I'm once again adding in a fence, as good as possible. It is not perfect, definitely, but it is working out very fine, I would say. So here at first I was doing some very light detailing and was just kind of looking what I got and what I can do there, because I'm still very much at the beginning of this series, and they're just always looking what I have and how I can detail with it. And I think that there I was getting to the idea that I can kind of go crazy with it due to FPS booster, and due to the fact it is a city and not too much rural area, we don't have that much nature around. So this was kind of good for me. So yeah, here I've added this small tree. It is just adding so much details to have a small tree there that is kind of looking through the facades there and kind of getting a small detail in. So this is the kind of detailing that I love to do. And yeah, so here I have this exit building because there's also one in real life, but it definitely isn't looking like this. But I was there also looking if I find a better one, but this was kind of the only one that worked out for me 100%, I would say. There I then just dragged it down there, that it looks like it is one connected roof, although it doesn't have the same texture, but I think it is working out quite well. There I've just added a small space for garbage bins or stuff like this, so we can throw away some stuff in the backyard, and yeah, this made some quite good detailing. And as you can see, we are quite far away from what we've built until now, and the reason for this is that this is built in another time, so this is kind of a Baroque style, and the other one is kind of a generic style, so this would be the old town kind of, so there I have to kind of look around what I want to do there for it. Here I've did the first small steps of detailing, not too much, just kind of for the beginning to have a good base there, and added in some bushes, added in some flower bushes. They look together great, so these trees and bushes together, they are incredible. I definitely want to use them more, and although I've rebuilt there a lot, I've learned a lot there from this kind of garden. And yeah, this is also another thing for me in City Skylines. I learned quite a lot from just building around stuff and trying around. I'm sorry, this was my chair, I was kind of moving a bit backwards so that you guys can understand me better, but here, so there I'm just used the bushes there to kind of a space filler at first, because I wasn't sure how I wanted to do it, and so I did it like this, because this was kind of the idea that I've got for this area, I'm sorry. So yeah, what you can see me now there is just kind of POing them, and the reason for this is that I want to make them the same color very quickly, and then just kind of copy them around, and also tweak some stuff from them. So this one here has to be a bigger one, and so there won't be that many people living in this kind of area, but this is not that much of a matter. Speaking of living in our city, I've started to connect the outside connections, and we already have 4K people in our town, so after 4 episodes, 4K is quite okay for me. Although it is everything working, I've tried to make every single kind of aspect of living good in our city, and we will still need to do some improvements for it. And what I mean with this is that we need to make up another police station, another emergency station, and another fire truck station. So This is already on my list, therefore I have to look at some Google Maps pictures how it is solved in real life. Because I think in the old town there isn't even one emergency building there. But except you can take on the outer ring, there is the AKH. It is a very big hospital, and I think there's a small fire station next to it, so I have to take a look at this and then I will see how I will be doing this. Here for the gate, at first I wanted to use this one. It is kind of an arch, I think from a French creator, also from France. But later on I switched this, don't be scared, it's looking kind of weird. But this was kind of my first idea, and also another thing that I want to do in this kind of episode especially is keeping in the other different tries. Reason for this is that you guys can see that you don't build anything kind of great looking in some seconds. I'm sorry, this was a pen that was falling off my table. But yeah, there you can just kind of see me moving it in there, just kind of to have a black void there. So don't see that it's clipping through the building, but later on I found another idea that was working way better. Also, it isn't perfect, so vehicles can't drive through the street later on, but it is usable for pedestrians, and this was my main goal there. Because also in real life, I think there aren't people allowed to drive in there, so there's basically a road, but you can't drive there. I think. Or maybe the people that are living there can drive there. I have to look at this once again, but I don't think it is drivable. And yes, here on the garden, I was kind of looking at it and I was kind of sad that in the middle there wasn't too much, so they've already knew, okay, I will be remaking it, but for now I want to keep it like this, that I just kind of have an idea of it. And there I found out there is the old University of Vienna, and I don't have the building of it, and there isn't an asset for this, so there I had to think, okay, how can I reuse this? And I have lots of great assets, but nothing to kind of work in there, so I've used PO and made one at first bigger, but then I've deleted this and then I made one small one, made 4 pieces of it and kind of made it symmetrical, that it looks like it is one big building. And yeah, so this is what I did there for detailing, and this is kind of not too much work. Okay, I was just making sure that the recording is on. I only have one screen, so I'm sorry if you heard my keyboard, but I'm just switching very quickly to my kind of audio program, Audacity, and then I just take a look at it and then I see, okay, I have to do this or this. So here I was looking at kind of the original kind of buildings that there are in real life, and it's kind of a Baroque area, so there's a lot of Baroque buildings. So there on Google Earth Street View, and not Street View, sorry, Google Earth Studio, you've seen the cinematic camera over this area, and as you can see there are a lot of these white buildings there around there, and I'm not sure, I think there was an asset that was like this, but I don't find it any longer in the workshop. Maybe it got deleted, but I don't know, so I was just kind of working around it with this one that I've used earlier, and we'll be placing them all around this area. And here, also on a street view, there was a lot to see. So there you can also see a bigger dome on the left side at the beginning. This is a Stephansdom. The Stephansdom definitely has to be built there, but this will take some time to be built. So don't think it will be built the next time, because there is no asset for this, and I have to ask some asset creator nicely if they can kind of help me with this. And yes, so there I found this very weird building with the blue roof, I would actually say, but I'm not sure. No, I deleted it there. So I wasn't sure if I was keeping it or if I was deleting it, but in the end I deleted it, as you can already see. But yeah, nonetheless, there I've tried to make something kind of not symmetrical building, but this is doing some very weird glitches. These are one of the earlier products of Titan, and you can also kind of see this sometimes when you PO them, because they have a lot of tris counts, and this was kind of not the thing that I would like to have in my city, because this will eat a lot of FPS sadly, so there I haven't PO'd them too much. There at first I wanted to use this building for the university, because it kind of had the shape, but no, it didn't work that, so don't be afraid, we won't be using it. I was just working around with it and testing it. But no, it wasn't working because then the kind of front was looking hilarious, the side was looking hilarious, and the top too. So I was like, no, I will have to find another way for this and how I can kind of work around it. So yeah, this is also what I then did there, and I at first tried to use these kind of buildings to hide the weird pillars and stuff like this, but no, it didn't work out. So I was kind of working around a bit more, but then there I've deleted them later on. This is also kind of the stuff that I would be deleting if I wouldn't be kind of wanting a longer video, but for now I kind of want to show you kind of the whole process of doing a YouTube video and kind of also building something for my series. I'm taking myself quite a lot of time, so for an example, I've got for this episode recordings of about 10 hours, and now I have to crop them into kind of 40 minutes or 20 minutes as possible, so this is kind of a challenge for me, but it is a fun challenge in my opinion, so I'm very happy to do this, don't get me wrong. But this is also the reason why I'm only doing one video per week at a max, because I kind of can't make more right now. So this is also then the building that we will be using, I think. I will be mirroring it soon. I'm always just at the same time looking, okay, can this work out for me? So can this kind of have the shape that I needed to have? But I wasn't happy at first, looked around more, but in the end I took it then there because it was the closest thing for me. Oh wait, maybe not. No, it was the same. I think I placed the same one later on, but it is something very similar there. And also this area is kind of a very small one, so it is very narrow streets. So with this said, this means for the people that there are cars driving right next to you when you are a pedestrian here, so you have to watch out, and also the cars can drive that fast, so this would be kind of the area, old town, where they probably would also ban cars at some point. In Vienna it is not in every area, but in some areas it is already banned to drive there with a car. And this has also safety reasons, but also traffic regulation reasons, I think. But this is just kind of a thing that I did there. Here and there I've just tried around, and I need to disable kind of some stuff. And I can't disable some stops for the tram, so I have to hide them because they're looking very weird. But I will be trying around there more often and more. But yeah, this is just kind of the thing that I need to do there. So yes, here I'm just kind of mirroring it, and there at first the shadows were very weird, but there's a setting for this, and then it is also working out like it should be. And here, so once again, I'm very sorry for my voice. Like in the last 2 weeks I was pretty sick. Not that sick that I couldn't go to school or anything like this, but my voice was very bad, and I was having kind of some kind of I don't know how it's called in English. It is in German. It's called Halsschmerzen. It's basically when you can't talk that good because something is not good with your kind of speaking ability. And this doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, but I hope you guys understand what I mean with this. But I don't think so. And yeah, so here I'm just wanted to take a look at how many minutes we've got left because I'm not sure right now. Okay, we have so much left, this is incredible. It is a very big episode, so this is kind of unnormal to me, but it is working out, and kind of also I have a lot to talk about, so this should be fine. There at first I've used the parking lot streets, but they've got one problem. They don't look like it is looking there when you're standing there, and then I was looking at Google Earth Studio, I was thinking like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And then I realized, okay, the parking lots and the streets are integrated in each other, so they don't have this hard cut at the end. They're going into a very smooth connecting thing there. And this is also what I did later on. I've chosen an kind of road that doesn't have that isn't sunken in the ground, and then I've just kind of worked around it and added in the decals of the cobblestone and stuff like this. So I've just made it basically myself way easier than it was there, because with this one it wasn't working out like I wanted it to. Here I'm now connecting onto the highway. This is not final. This is just me trying around right now just to kind of get in some people, and it is working out kind of fine, but this street will be having more details and will be having a better kind of street layout, but it would take some time until we get there, so this was just for the purpose of already connecting the town up and already having people moving in. And there you can already see immediately we're at 700 people. And this is just the thing that is kind of good for me, and this was what I was wishing for, that we have a big boom at the beginning. And then there are a lot of cars will be coming soon, so there is a lot of traffic. I'm feeling very good about this, so that they now finally have also some people moving around and not only the trams that are driving through an abandoned city, kind of. And yeah, speaking of an abandoned city, I want to do an abandoned industry area, so I want to do kind of an old salt factory or something like this, because this was kind of a main factory thing that we've got around Vienna, or we've got established, and that wasn't working out like it should be. But this will take some time, so don't wait this in the next kind of, I would say, next kind of 10 episodes, so I have to work around there a lot, and I think it will be there at one point, but for now I don't know how. So there is this weird box that I can't delete. It is kind of this tram stop. So I've just kind of hid it in a very big wooden box. Kind of shoved it in there, and I won't even notice it any longer. So this was my technique there. It is only on this street, so on the other ones it isn't appearing, so this is quite good. Here I've just kind of tried to fill up this street a bit more, because the street is still not finished, but it is just kind of, I wanted some more people there, and that I have already some movement in this area. And there I was looking for buildings with gateways, so where we can make a street through, and there's just, I think, one with an acceptable one. And so I've had to kind of choose it there, and this was working out in the end. Also, another thing that I've realized recently is that it is suddenly showing kind of the people on my friends list on Steam what they're playing right now, and I don't know why. Oh, there it's once again, because I've deactivated it in the settings, but it is still showing me in Bandicam, so I have to work with this, and I hope next video it won't be like that, so hopefully it will be fixed there. But yeah, so here I'm just kind of filled in the first thing, and I was just looking at my work, and I'm pretty happy with it. So I have to say, I'm actually at this point I was realizing, okay, this garden needs more detailing nonetheless, so I definitely need to get over this once again. And here, this was also then there what I was kind of firstly doing at some point, but not like it would be in the end result. It was just kind of a bit more of detailing here, and then there I was just like, no, this doesn't work out for me, I'm sorry, but we have to find another way for it. And then there I realized there is the street more around there. I've placed it on the wrong side. And then there I was like, okay, I will try once again to use it, but it won't be possible in my opinion. So I then there decided that I kind of want to do something different there. So we'll be trying to get a nice building there. It is right now not perfect in the end, but it is working kind of okay. It isn't looking too good, too bad, it is kind of a mix. The street isn't usable for cars any longer, and this is kind of a bummer for me, but I will have to work around this a bit more. Might be experimenting also off camera, maybe also adding in some more assets. Although I'm right now at my hard limit, so I want to kind of get rid of some more, because right now I'm at 6k. This was the maximum that I set for myself, because I don't want an overfilled kind of series there with a lot of assets. Speaking of this, I'm sorry there won't be any asset collection. The reason for this is that I did one in the beginning, and I don't want to do one now afterwards, and this would be just taking me way too much time. And I don't want to spend so much of my free time in this, because I already don't have that much of free time. And yeah, I think here is now the part where I found the building that I wanted to use. And it isn't 100%, it is okay, I would say. It is also very weirdly dragged bigger, so you have extremely big windows, but it works out. It is kind of looking like it should be, and this was kind of the main reason for me to place it there. And this is just kind of a small narrow courtyard in behind there, with some small trees in there, and it is kind of having a passenger way. Not that much kind of maintained now, but it worked out. It is like what it is like now, and I will keep it then there, like it was there, like it will be there, better said. So yeah, here I was kind of working around with node controller, trying to get it already bigger, but wasn't breaking up like I wanted it to, so and there already was, okay, I might need to take another road there, but I didn't want to realize it at first, so we will be building it first with this one and detailing it, but then there soon I realized that it isn't working out like it should be. We are right now at the 27-minute mark on my screen, so if you watch this video until this point, I would appreciate if you consider liking this video, and if you're still watching and you're new to my channel, I would appreciate if you'd consider subscribing to me. I'm trying right now doing weekly uploads, and I'm always trying to hear what you guys want me to build, so what do you want me to build? Write it down in the comments down below right now, and I will be answering them, and then we will be building it at one point in a series. I can't promise that it will be in the next kind of 5 series, because it is kind of 5 episodes, because I'm kind of always taking some time for preparation and some research, so this is the main reason that something like you wish for isn't immediately kind of built in the next episode. Also, the other point is that when a video is going online, I'm already doing the next one, so there's also kind of a small delay there. Then there I took the kind of decals of Ronnie to make it look a bit more rough, and this was working out quite well for me. Now adding in some bushes. There aren't any trees there, the trees are later on there in the back here. And there I've just also went with some more detailing already, but still not like I wanted it to be in the end, so then there I will be switching it off in some seconds. And I'm very happy with the detailing in the end, so here I'm I think this is the point where I started to go crazy, but I appreciate it. I kind of appreciate the time that why I can do this, because I just like making trees and building nature. This is kind of the stuff that I love to do. Here I've just kind of switched some things off, and there I'm trying to get a good looking building in. And then I found this French one, and this one is kind of fitting quite well. So this is also some buildings of them we will be putting into our series, not too many, but some of them are okay for an European series, for an Austrian series, for a Vienna kind of series. So this is what I did there. And here, so also another thing that I wanted to say is that we will be making also some new buildings soon. So there will be some newer building projects that will be kind of also real life there, also some kind of office areas. But at first I kind of wanted to finish the downtown, the old town in some parts, just kind of to have a good structure there where I can place on and where I can expand. So also the areas that we built next to the highway in the last episode will be with more modern buildings. So there will be some warehouses and maybe also some offices. So this will be also already kind of a newer area. This is also another thing taken from real life. There's a small construction site there with some fences around it, and there are actually 2 in real life, so I've added them also in game, so that it kind of has this realistic touch that you can also kind of see the city is always getting built ahead and stuff like this. And here, so I'm having right now a lot of fun with this series, because I kind of replicate some stuff that I can also see in real life quite a lot of times. And there, this kind of makes it a great possibility for me just kind of to get in my real life experiences, not like the other series that I did where I wasn't ever in my life and where I can't say that much about. Also, I kind of catch the feeling of Vienna. And there also, this was the point where I realized, okay, this is way too wide. The whole thing in real life isn't that wide. It's pretty much cramped, so this was also what I knew there, because I was there I think 2 or 3 times in the last year. And I was just like, okay, this is definitely not like this, I need to switch it off a bit. And then there I was already just trying to fix it and get it a bit better, but I've soon realized, no, this isn't worth it. And then they will be rebuilding it in some minutes. And that we're also coming very close to the end already, because we're right now at nearly 30 minutes, we have about 10 minutes left. And here, so here first I've tried to make some safety areas, because safety is quite important for the people in my town. But yes, so there we are now on the hard cut, and then there was like, no, scrap this, I will be taking this road because it hasn't a pedestrian, and it doesn't have an pedestrian walkway, how are they called? It doesn't have such an high curb, I think this is the name of it, yes. And then there was just like, okay, I will need to kind of make it a bit of trial and error, and for this one I've just added in these parking lots. Not perfectly aligned, but working out fine, so they do their job, I would say. And then there I knew that it is kind of a paved area, so I was looking around, it was like, not paved, it was tiled areas. So I was like, okay, what have I for a possibility of tiled things? And then I was like, okay, I've got this one. So I can be working around with it. At least I can try to, because in there I was making some minor mistakes, but it worked out in the end. Isn't too fancy, but it is okay, I would say. There I've used the curb. At first I wanted to make it like this big one, but in real life it also is not the big one. So I was like, I will be keeping it like this. I will be moving the building more to the street. Or I will be doing this. And then there was like, okay, when I move the building to the street, like I already said, there might be some problems with this. And then I've just kind of put the curb way back there, so that we have also some space for parking lots, like it is in real life. And this is quite good for me. And there you can also see the decal of Ronick Street going above it. It is fine for me, it is okay. It isn't that much of a pain in the ass to get it away, but I was like, okay, this is making a small detail, I will take it. And here I'm making the other side of the curve, and there in front of the church is doing some weird stuff in real life. It is kind of this. Address is going a bit outwards, then a bit inwards, and again outwards. So this was something that I wanted to keep in there, so that we can get the kind of original feeling of the real life thing, because it is also kind of a title, a bit of the real life there. And yes, so here I'm just kind of searching for some parked cars, because I can't add in there some parking lots, so I've made some ploppable ones, and not too many. Some of them I actually think I scrammed in one parking lot there on, but I'm not sure about this. I've plopped definitely down some of them. They've also found love. I've got the old Schnellbahnen, the blue ones, the Blaue Blitz, I think they're called in the kind of, they are called from the people in Vienna and around, and also actually whole Vienna, not Europe, I'm sorry. No, I think they're actually driving in whole Austria, so in whole Austria basically. But I'm not sure if they are actually driving whole Austria, but I think it is like this. It wasn't in every kind of small area of Austria, but I think it is like this. And yes, so here I'm just adding in the kind of the tiles. I'm sorry, I don't know what is happening right now. And then there I was just looking, okay, it is looking kind of weird with this gap. It might be working out for the parking lot that it is like this, but the other side must be a bit different. And then there I will be also moving everything there a bit more to the left, as you can see here. And the reason for this is kind of to make it narrower, because now it is looking more like it should be. And it was quite hard to build this, but I have to say I've enjoyed it. I definitely will be trying to do some more stuff like this, also with the same time effort, because it is kind of a work that I like to do. And yes, so here I'm just kind of building in some of these working fences, because they're once again in real life. Added in some working equipment, not too much, just a wooden shed and some kind of these tanks here. I don't actually know with what these are filled basically, but I think they might be with some small stones or some stuff like this, or some gravel, just kind of to fill in some patches or something like this. There I was just adding in these circles, just kind of to get the curve at least a bit going there. And I was already here at finishing it off, the main plaza here. Wasn't too much work, was okay. And I was having quite a lot of fun with it, so this was definitely a project that I've enjoyed doing. Also with this very small pedestrian walkway here, it's very realistic, because normally it is like this there also, and this is just kind of a thing of Vienna and also European cities in particular, I would actually say. So yes, there I've just kind of added in some more stuff and looked around how it looks in the night and stuff like this, because lighting is also kind of important for me. And I think I haven't placed any lights, therefore there's also a reason. The reason is that I think I don't have the right one installed right now, so we will be adding in some later on when we are making kind of a night episode of the city. And yes, there I've just moved one down and just kind of sized it down all the way there to being such a small, very weird thing. And yes, so this is basically what I did there. And now I've put some Scrabble in there. And I was already there thinking about redoing the garden. And I think it was the most time consuming thing that I did in this whole thing, but it was kind of worth it for myself. I like gardens in this game and I just like working around them, so it wasn't kind of work for me in this mini. So here I've already kind of looked at it and was like, yeah, I'm not happy about this. So it was like, okay, let's go crazy. And in there at first I used the Pidalmo trees there, the cypresses, and I've just put them here. And now I'm taking all the grass sprites that I have and adding them in like crazy. And this was the most fun of me that I had in this kind of series right now, just kind of to get crazy in this garden. And yeah, this is what I did there. It is looking very cool. I've deleted some of them later on, so that we have a bit more FPS, so that we don't have too much loss, but the basic idea was there and kind of finished there, and I have to say it is looking very good. Very happy about it. I might be one of the persons that are going completely crazy with nature, but I'm okay with this. I just like stuff like this. I just like nature in this game. And here, so this is what I did here. Also the pathway was used, I saw there, and this was kind of a good thing for me. Because then we know that it is working and that it's kind of connecting the street to the other one. So it's basically connecting through the... how is it called? It's connecting through the church to the other side. But yeah, also here you can see some people going through the walls, but I can't do much about this, and I wasn't in the time that I wanted to now do a whole kind of invisible pathway thing here. And here, so this is what I did there. Now just like finishing off some parts and getting in a small parking lot once again with the elevatable one, so that even people can park there. Making the right to who can drive where and how it works, that nothing is clipping through. And yeah, this was basically it. And with this one I also want to leave you for today. I want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you leave a good kind of feedback to me, even if it is bad. Please hit me up in the comments, I will be trying to make it better for the next one. And hopefully see another video of mine. And bye, have a great day.